everyone, I'm Maisa and today I'm in the Observatory of Mariazell with Günther, the director of his own observatory. And today we will talk about two important observatories in Mariazell in Austria. The first one is where we are now, as the Observatory of Mariazell, and the second one is a private observatory of Günther. So Günther, the first question that I want to ask it. This observatory, what is the story of this observatory and in which time it's building and who the people that start this big project?
Well, Maisa, welcome in Mariazell in Austria. And the story of this observatory is nearly a story of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started astronomy as a small hobby in 1974.
Mm-hmm.
And had a small telescope, observed the sky, and after a long time in 1981 I was married, and as I was married after that I thought what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first time that I bought a big telescope.
Mm-hmm.
After that in my home I made my own dome and my own small observatory.
Mm-hmm.
And I was real alone here in the landscape. The only one fool looking in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, I think it was in 1991, I held some astronomy courses for adults in the local adult school. And there were some people that were very interested then in astronomy. And we found a small group, and the small group, a lot of honest men from the city take part, and so it was able to get from the community a small area here on the mountain, and with a lot of effort and a bit of some people that gave us a bit money.
Mm-hmm.
We could erect by our own hands this public observatory, the Public Observatory Mariazell. We founded this project in 1995,
Mm-hmm.
in July, made all by our hand,
Mm-hmm.
and in 1998 and January we had the first observing session in the ready observatory.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the observatory is much more greater than planned, because a lot of other astronomers came to our place, found that the place is nice, and we had some observations here and also some special programs. And so the group of at first 25 people was then more than 100, and meanwhile we are around, I think, 72 or so, and have now a really useful observatory. Mm-hmm. With a lot of contacts worldwide.
Mm-hmm. And in Mariazell, how much observatory you have in private and non-private observatories?
Here only is only the public observatory and my private at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's on my rooftop.
Mm-hmm. And the other private observatory of yesterday of the mathematical professor?
Other private observatories are in the surrounding.
Mm-hmm.
One in Buchenstuben, that's 30 kilometers away.
Mm-hmm.
One in Lunds am See, that's also a member of the club. That's also around 30 kilometers away. And in the south, in Kapfenberg, there's one that's around 50 kilometers away.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest one that is that you can compare with our public observatory is the observatory of Antares. That's the company of niederösterreichischen Amateurastronomen, and that's nearly 80 kilometers from here.
Mm-hmm.
And in the south there is also a public observatory in Graz, a public observatory for Styria.
And all this project is financed by government or ministry, or you finance this observatory and you put your money to make a big observatory with big instrument like that?
Well, it was so we started at first with a bit of money that gave us a local bank. That was, but not too much, but it was enough for starting with the building. And all the other things were made by some projects where money came in, or a bit from the European Union funding, but also not a big one. And the rest, and the biggest part of everything we did here is coming from our members from private.
And how much the number of astronomers that working here in the Observatory of Mariazell, and the age of astronomers is between which age? If they are young people or young research students that they are interesting to work here, or usually it's not too much people interesting to come make research and look to the sky?
Well, we have some young people, but with the young people is the problem here in Mariazell. There is no much work for people who are interested in astronomy and maybe interested in science and something else, because here we are to reach to touristic regions and no companies are here. So most of these people are going out for work far away and never come back.
That's sad.
So the normal staff here in the observatory is me and my friend that's coming here from the region, from Mariazell, and then again 4 other members. They are still farther away from St. Pölten and Vienna that use the telescopes here in the observatory. And meanwhile, our telescopes in the observatory, you can use it via internet, and so if one of us is in the observatory, every one of our members is able to use it via internet from at home.
And what is your activities to sensitize the people here in Mariazell to look to the sciences and to work in this kind of field, or in this field of research? Because it's quite hard sometimes to go to big observatory like that and you didn't found a big team or the number of people that they are interested in. So what kind of activities you do it here to sensitize people, to attract people to look to the sky, to be more and more interesting to astronomy?
Well, there are more different things we do here. One thing, what's also the name for the observatory, it's doing public, showing the public the sky, showing what's around us, giving them lectures. That's one part. The second part is using the observatory for our own interest. There are different ways, from starting only making pretty pictures from the sky up to searching for supernova, some photometric work and special kind of things. And third part that belongs only to me, I started in 1993 the Austrian CCD workshop. At that time, in the former 1990s, the digital astronomy was a very, very young part for the amateur astronomers. And I tried to look what will come out with this new possibility to get digital pictures, to put out the most of these images and these measurements. And so every year in autumn we have a weekend that's called Austrian CCD workshop, and a lot of amateur astronomers, but also companies and professional astronomers meet here for a weekend, and there are always between 40 and 80 members. and so we discuss what's new in this kind of digital.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very nice, and I think also this meeting has brought very, very much for our observatory, because they came here and see the observatory and see what's happening here and like it, and so a lot of interesting things come back from these persons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to say that Günther is one of the first people that he make his own observatory, and his dome is in the up of his house. So if he fed up from watching the TV, he just go up in the upper part of his house to the observatory. So Günther, he is the best and one of the very dearest friend of mine and here in Austria. And I stay here with him for since yesterday, and since these days we take a lot of picture for the sun, and tonight also we make observation. So I would like to thank you for this discussion, and I hope that to see you soon.
Well, Maisa, I hope we will have a lot of contact in the future.
Yeah.
And you're always welcome in our observatory in Mariazell, and you're still welcome in my house.
Yeah.
That's very, very nice.
Okay, it was a pleasure that I will never forget it.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.